Alright, you beautiful people, Konzi here, bringing you episode 39 of Kenshi Age of Blood and Sand Iron Man playthrough. It is in today's episode we finally take the fight truly to the Holy Nation. We're going back to Bad Teeth, we're going in through the north again, same strategy as last time, charge in, hold the top of the town, work down their numbers, and then pick them apart bit by bit. The nice thing about Bad Teeth and this area is there is a lot of river raptors and crop locusts and other little nasty creatures kicking about, that once the Holy Nation doesn't have the numbers to hold the gates anymore, this place will get overrun by local wildlife, and then anyone that's left on the ground will be eaten by them, which will be awesome. This is going to be a very easy and quick and efficient way to clear out Bad Teeth. This time round we are doing a lot better than last time already. We've already breached through the top of the town and we are going through. Obviously we must have wiped out a lot more of them than I thought we did last time round, so that is pretty good. We don't need to worry about another attack coming in to our base for any time soon, so even if a relief force arrives to Bad Teeth in time, we will still be able to meet them and fight them, because we won't need to worry about us getting bogged down in a prolonged siege in this town. So this is going to be pretty ideal. We only are missing one more thing, so we're only missing one Western Hive culture book. Once we get that, we have all of the tech and all of the infrastructure set to take this fight past the Holy Nation to the Western Hive, then to the Southern Hive, and then to take out Cat Lion. So we are in a super good situation here. Yeah, it looks like some Holy Nation reinforcements did come in, which is not a massive issue. They're coming in piecemeal down the steps. So our numbers, even though we have less of them, that means they can't bring their numbers to bear against us. So we are in a pretty good situation. It is looking very good for Lidus' Hive right now. But on the other hand, it is looking very bad for Bad Teeth right now and the Holy Nation. Once Bad Teeth falls, this will be overtaken by the Shek, and then that means we'll be able to move around in the southern territories of the Holy Nation, which I guess would then be the northern territories of the Shek Nation, without having to worry too much about getting attacked by Holy Nation patrols. So the reason we've had to go through the north to attack Bad Teeth is because we didn't want to be fighting lots of Holy Nation patrols on the way here. This way, that means we're going to be able to go to attack Stoke pretty much straight on, which means that we can take out Inquisitor Setter, which then should trigger the Wrath of God Retribution, which is going to be the first truly big fight that we've been in. We've been in a fair few scraps where we've fought like multiple armies at the same time, but this one will be the first true test of our of our defences. So the attack is huge anyway, but I've got it set to 4 times size, so it is going to be one serious scrap. But man, we are just tearing through Bad Teeth now. All of like the little pockets of resistance are just getting found and they are getting crushed. And this is one of the few times when my hives have been in a fight where they have more numbers than the numbers they have against them, which is really good. It makes my hives absolutely devastating. We got Cantino running around. He's just assassinating all of the shopkeepers and shop guards. Pretty simple for this. We're just killing them. We're offering the Holy Nation of Bad Teeth the same mercy they would have given us if they had gotten in. Actually, I guess they probably would have enslaved a lot of us. But anyway, details. The base has fallen. There are enemies coming in through the front, or enemies of the Holy Nation. So anyone that tries to heal themselves or any of that stuff won't make it. So from here, it is now time to return back to our base. We're going to change a little bit of equipment out, nothing amazing, but I have a plan which should be absolutely amazing. We are going to build the T800 Hyperalloy Series left arm, and look at that beauty. That is going to make Lidus nigh on unstoppable with that extra dexterity that it gives. And then also Lidus is going to be running around with a katana anyway, and he has high dexterity. This thing is going to be devastating. So what we might as well do is we might as well test it out against a slightly lower end enemy. I just want to see how well it does, considering we do have the 5 attack slots running into a group of enemies. even if they're low level ones, they can overwhelm you. And also where we are fighting people with ninja blades, they have a really high attack speed. So this is just going to be a good indicator for how good that dexterity buff is on Lidus's weapon. Alright guys, I don't want you to panic, but I think I have come up with a plan. It's a little bit more in depth than my last plan of charge, but you know, we got to break the circle every once in a while, as Daenerys would say. What we do is we go down to the Skin House HQ. When we're down in the Skin House HQ, we get the peeler machine. We then get the schematic, we bring it back to the base and we build one. We put Lidus into the peeler machine and we take off his right arm. If we can take off his right arm, we can put a second hyperalloy limb onto it, or one of the T800 ones. What that will mean is if you add both the limbs together, he would have plus 46% to his dexterity and over 40 to his strength, which would be insane. Like, he'd be like rocking 130s in most of his stats, which would be obviously really, really good. That's something that we want. We then run that with the Assassin's Rags. The Assassin's Rags give you an extra 10% to your dexterity, which is obviously really good. And then what we can do is we can use the belt slot mod to get one of the belts that will give us a belt mod adding 10% dexterity. We will have his top, well, his EX martial arts suit, which adds 10% to your attack speed. Then we have the added to the dexterity because of the arms, and then with the belt slot as well. So we could get Lidus up to, I reckon, about 150, 160 in dexterity, which would just be insane. And then what we do is we go and we try to get Lidus to 1 versus 1 a Mecha Leviathan. I have never been able to take down a Mecha Leviathan with one character because those boys are thick and the regen on them is insane. A lot of the time, by the time you've attacked them, before your second attack can come in, they've already healed up. So this would be a serious fight, but it also makes Lidus an absolute powerhouse. And I also want to see what Mecha Leviathan drops, so I reckon that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think that is going to be a solid plan. He'll be a bit of a glass cannon, even though he won't be a glass cannon because his toughness is like level 90, which is just mental by itself. And then nothing would be able to hit him because he'd be able to attack so quick. So that is our next big plan. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to get everyone kitted up, everyone equipped up. We're going to then get the infrastructure going. We're going to run back to Bad Teeth, see if the Holy Nation have fallen, which they have. There's been overtaken by the Shek, which is massive. The Shek having this means that we can move around the southern Holy Nation territory, not without conflict, but with less conflict, because there'll be Shek patrols going around and Holy Nation patrols. So moving around is going to be easier, which means taking the fight to stack and taking out Seta before they can launch the Retribution of God against us will be huge and amazing. That'll be super good. But what we are going to do, because we are going to strike whilst the iron's hot, we are going to go up and we're going to take out Narco's Trap. Narco's Trap's just going to make it easier so we can get to Okrin Shield. And also I need the extra AI cores and the CPU cores which they will have in Narco's Trap. That means I can get more T800 limbs on the go, and also I can get another healing bod. So we are going to be in such a good situation for, well, yeah, just a good situation. I don't really know what more I need to say. And then all we need, like I said, we're just waiting on one Western Hive culture book. Once we get that, I can upgrade most of my guys, not all of them, but most of them into the heavy plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bunch of guys running around in the Hive heavy plate, because that stuff is pretty beast. But then my higher level guys, I think I'm going to keep them in the trench coats, just because I want them to have the extra attack speed, and I don't want them having the attack and defense negative multipliers which that Hive suit adds. So we'll have my tanks that won't do as much damage but will be able to stay in the fight for a while, and then my guys that can cause damage, they won't get hindered as much. So we'll have different groups doing different things. And one thing that is going to be super important that we make is we are going to need to create a Praetorian hunting squad. The way this is going to work is the Praetorians, when they come in against us, are in super thick, heavy armour who are literally nigh impossible to get through. We're going to need to create about 2 groups of 5 hives, what they're going to have is they're going to have the pickaxes, which have insane blunt damage and super good armor penetration, and we will use those and micro them, and what their job will be is to hunt down the Praetorians when they come and attack. But wait, that's a May 2 sword. Literally just a random enemy walking around had a May 2 sword. That is super odd. It's decent, but it really doesn't make much sense. Like super good attack damage, like free attack damage, obviously that's pretty good, but it doesn't like do any damage. Well, it does minus 10 damage to humans, which is just odd, but then it does bonus damage to robots. Oh well, details, not a massive one. Well, we got a May 2 weapon for some reason, and I am a-okay with that. And this is where my recording crashed, so I need to bring the episode to an end here. So thank you very much for watching episode 39 of Kenshi, Age of Blood and Sand. I've been Konzi. All your comments, likes, subs have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to catching you on the next one.